Tony. I think everybody was shocked when we found out that these two actually got married. I know, like, there's a lot of things we will do in order to pay our bills, but I never thought the relationship between Tony and Birdman was genuine. I just knew that he was just willing to go broke behind her. It just never fit. And so apparently in August of last year in 2024, they had a secret wedding. Finally got married in secret, even though everything else was public. And then she went and tried to annul the marriage 2 weeks later because she realized she had...
Girl, Miss Kimora Lee Simmons has really spun the block with the Braxtons. Because what do you mean Kimora got caught red-handed with Birdman while he was supposed to be married to the living legend Toni Braxton? And you already know who was having a field day with this and letting her thoughts be known. Miss Tamar Braxton. Kimora Lee has always been about maintaining her lifestyle, whether it is through her brands or, reportedly, through her roster of men. So it wasn't a surprise when word started going around that Kimora and Birdman were having some type of arrangement. But according to Tamar, what Kimora and Birdman had going on was more than just an arrangement. It was more like a full-blown relationship, to the point where Toni reportedly felt like the side chick in the whole situation. But the real drama hit the fan when Tamar caught them herself, because you know that Tamar ain't keeping nothing on the hush-hush. The way Tamar tells it, Kimora didn't even bat an eye after she was caught and acted like it was just nothing, like a normal Tuesday. And Tamar just sat there, looking like she couldn't believe any of what was happening. So here's the gist. Toni and Birdman are married now, but for the longest time, these two were claiming to be nothing more than good friends. And there was nothing you could present to Toni to get her to admit otherwise. I mean, even when we saw them out and about, looking all loved up, Toni basically said that our own eyes were deceiving us. It was almost as if she was embarrassed to claim this man as her husband.
You know, me and him have been friends for 16 years.
I know, you had a song like 15 years ago,
yeah,
too,
we've
right?
been like besties for a long time.
People always say that. But
No, this is real. Like, no cross the line.
Besties, like you always kept in touch and you always talked?
We would keep in touch. He would come see me when I had my plays. When I had my baby shower, he would come. Like, we were really...
Birdman is notoriously private about his love life, and we all know this. So when people started asking whether he and Toni were dating, he denied it and said they were just hanging out.
You was at the awards last night?
Yeah, I was out there.
Working?
Doing my devil.
And you were with Toni, which kind of felt like some sort of announcement.
I wouldn't look at it as an announcement. Not for me, on my behalf. You know, I just wanted to come. Me and T just went to the awards, check it out. So, what's the big deal?
It is a big deal. You know why it's a big deal? Because it's Birdman and Toni Braxton. And also because we don't see you like in a relationship. We talked about this last time when you
I've always been off the radar because I think me personally, I always felt your personal life don't have nothing to do with conflict with you.
But despite all the denials, a blind item from around 2016 suggested that the two of them might have been involved. The item stated, this former A-plus list aging singer, who comes from a famous singing family, dumped her longtime boyfriend because she had to take care of her family and pay off her massive debts. Instead of being with someone for love, it implied that she had essentially sold herself to the highest bidder. And the winner was a man whose life seemed to be on borrowed time, constantly targeted by others. This seems to fit Toni's situation perfectly. She had filed for her second bankruptcy back in 2010 after canceling her Las Vegas shows while battling lupus, forcing her to focus on financial survival rather than romance.
I don't know, 2016, November, when I was on tour, October, I was really sick. I don't mean kind of sick. I mean like really,
From
really
lupus?
sick.
Or
He had a
from-
really
okay.
bad flare, and I was on tour. And every day I was on tour, he was there with me. If he left out, he would come back.
And this is before anybody knew you guys
We
were
weren't
even,
anything. It was
like-
buddies. It was
Right.
nothing. Not even a day. He was my friend. He was there. I don't know if
he
you ever
already loved you.
He's there every day taking care of you. But you know, he really was there every day. My buddy, my friend T, you all right? You good? I'm cheering good. You know, he was just there as my friend. Like cheering, I'm cheering good. Big Mama good. He was there every day for the shows. And on my off days, he would go and take care of his business, but he would follow me on the bus and just make sure I was okay. And I don't know if you've ever been really, really sick in your life and you feel kind of hopeless and you got somebody who's a friend that's there. That's kind of, it
means
just
a
made
lot.
me
People
see
don't
him
know
different.
that in November 2016, when I was on tour in October, I was really sick. I don't mean a little sick, I mean really struggling with a severe flare, but I was still on tour, and every day he was there with me. If he left, he would always come back. This was before anyone knew anything. We weren't involved, just friends. Not even for a day. He was my friend, and he was there. He genuinely cared, showing up every day, making sure I was okay. On the off days, he'd handle his own business but still followed me on the bus to check in. I don't know if you've ever been really sick and felt hopeless, but having someone there just as a friend changes how you see them. And now, as people are learning that Tony and Birdman really were a thing, Birdman decided to make it official by proposing with a massive rock. When he said he spent $1 million on the ring, that was no exaggeration. You could spot it from a mile away. He was thrilled and couldn't stop talking about how excited he was to call her his wife.
T, that's my girl, my friend, my family.
Do you have sex?
That's my love, my soldier, my life. She my everything, and I trust her.
Because you bought her a Bentley truck.
Yes.
So the implication is that's your girlfriend.
She my life. I love her to death.
Even Tony talked about how excited she was to finally be married again. She couldn't wait to plan the wedding and celebrate with her family and friends.
There's no date. We almost had a date. Well, we had 2 dates, but we were doing Braxton Family Values, and we were going through a little drama, and I was like, okay, the wedding is a good thing to get all of our sisters together. Yeah. But I couldn't get us all together, and I said, the wedding's not a good reason because it's messing up my relationship a little bit. He's like, come on, Michelle, set a date. I know.
That's what he calls you?
He calls me Michelle. Doesn't call me Tony at all. That's my middle name, Tony Michelle.
But the wedding kept getting pushed back and back, like something was going on behind the scenes. At this point, people didn't know what to expect from the two of them. Things got even more confusing when Tony revealed that she had lost the engagement ring Birdman had given her. According to Tony, she lost it on a flight when her bags got misplaced because she always kept the ring in her bag. And y'all, it didn't stop there. Shortly after, Birdman and Tony announced that they were going their separate ways. I guess he must have thought, you ain't casually losing $1 million around here. I don't care how much money I got. At least, that's what I would have been thinking. There was a lot of speculation about what could have caused the sudden shift from planning a wedding to losing the engagement ring, and eventually separating. Things didn't get any clearer after the breakup, when Tony posted a photo of herself in a red dress with the caption, "Starting a new chapter isn't always an easy choice, but always choose to be chosen." Now we finally know why all the excitement around the wedding fizzled. There was another woman in the picture, and what she and Birdman had going on was far from discreet. According to Tamar, the reason Tony and Birdman even met was because she introduced them. That means Tamar was involved from the very start of their relationship, and all talk about her stealing Tony's man is completely false. Once Tamar starts talking, she doesn't stop until everything is out. Reports say she confronted Birdman about another woman, none other than Kimora Lee. Word is, long before Tony came into the picture, Birdman and Kimora were secretly dating for over 10 years, mainly between 2004 and 2014. That timeline overlaps slightly with Kimora's marriage to Russell Simmons, her other husband Tim, and her baby daddy, Diamond Han-soo. Even after their consistent relationship ended, Kimora kept Birdman on the back burner, while he continued to fund her lives. Long after Tony entered the picture, Birdman even publicly celebrated Kimora, calling her the love of his life and expressing gratitude for everything she had done for him. So in his world, Kimora is the love of his life, while Tony is his family and soldier. Even during Tony and Birdman's engagement, Kimora remained in the wings, keeping him at her beck and call. Reports say Kimora avoids publicly dating him to protect her brand and reputation in business and fashion. This is why Tamar confronted Birdman. It's one thing for him to be running around town, but another to treat Tony as a second option, especially after she agreed to be his wife. The tipping point allegedly came when Tamar caught Birdman and Kimora together, and neither seemed sorry. That's when Tony said she was done with the engagement and called it off. Eventually, Birdman came back, begging and trying to fix things, and they reunited, eventually getting married. But here's the kicker. Even when Tony and Birdman finally tied the knot last year, he was still seeing Kimora behind the scenes. On the day of the wedding, Birdman arrived very late, kept everyone waiting, and then left early, saying he had to help someone out. Guess who that was? None other than Kimora Lee.
She's a bird. Continue the story.
Now, Flex, you know you can't say that.
What's her name? What's her name?
Miss Kimora Lee sings.
Russell's your wife, right?
Back to the family, but back to the family.
And the baby was beaten at. Go ahead.
And this is exactly why Tony filed for divorce. Only 2 days before they decided to reconcile and stay married. By this point, Tony had already tuned out the whole situation and decided to continue living her life because, let's be real, the money was too good to pass up. Tony has always had to take care of everyone, and now, at this stage in her life and career, she doesn't mind having someone looking out for her and keeping her financially secure. As long as Tony is aware of what's going on between Birdman and Kimora, people seem fine with it. The biggest surprise right now is how Birdman keeps attracting all these baddies. Kimora has always gone where the money is, so it's not shocking. She's either privileged or highly respected, and never gets called out for having kids with different men. Instead, she's called a mogul, mom, trailblazer, and icon. Other women would never escape that kind of scrutiny. Remember when Birdman and Kimora Lee were in Beauty Shop, and then she got with Diamond, who was in that movie too? It's a lot to process, but the question is, were y'all surprised to hear about Birdman and Kimora? Or was this something you expected from both of them? Sound off in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video.